Xiaomi Mi 6 and Mi 6 Plus specs and pricing leaks. The Xiaomi Mi 6 is scheduled to be unveiled by the Chinese company today. That didn't stop anyone from leaking the pricing structure on Weibo, regardless. The Xiaomi Mi 6 will start at 2,199 yuan, $318.46, while the Mi 6 Plus starts at 2,699 yuan, $390.87. Memory configurations are different, so check the alleged price list below. Mi 6 4GB RAM plus 64GB storage equals 2,199 yuan, $318. 4GB RAM plus 128GB storage equals 2,599 yuan, $376. Mi 6 Plus 6GB RAM plus 64GB storage equals 2,599 yuan, $390. 6GB RAM plus 128GB storage equals 3,099 yuan, $448. 6GB RAM plus 256GB storage equals 3,699 yuan, $535. According to this list, which had higher than initially anticipated pricing, the only way to have 6GB of RAM is to go with the Plus model. Otherwise, the devices are expected to ship with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 and Android 7.1.1 with Mi overlaid on top. The Mi 6 is expected to have a 5.1-inch screen while the Plus model bears a larger 5.7-incher. Xiaomi Mi 6 has most specifications. As we wait for the Xiaomi Mi 6 to become official at some point this month, someone in possession of a prototype decided to put it through the paces of Geekbench for Android. Thankfully, that has resulted in a pretty complete list of specs of the device becoming public in the benchmarks database. Geekbench refers to it as Xiaomi Sagit, but the chipset it has clearly reveals that this is indeed the Mi 6 we're talking about. The handset thus features a 5.1-inch 1080p touchscreen, a 12MP rear camera with 4K video recording, and an 8MP selfie shooter that's also capable of snapping 4K videos. The phone is unsurprisingly powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 835 chipset, aided by either 4 or 6GB of RAM, depending on which particular model you pick when the Mi 6 goes on sale. Similarly, internal storage is either 64GB or 128GB. The handset runs Android 7.1.1 Nougat underneath the Mi skin. The Mi 6 is shaping up to be only the third smartphone to be announced as sporting the Snapdragon 835 chipset. That would be quite a feat for Xiaomi, since it would mean it's managed to one-up the likes of LG and HTC, for example. Still, it remains to be seen when it will actually become available, since the Sony's Xperia XZ Premium was the first S835 device to be outed, and yet the Samsung Galaxy S8 will arrive before it. The Mi 6 is expected to start at CNY 1,999, $289 or €272, approximately, and go up from there, all the way to CNY 2,699. $391 or €367, for the version with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Xiaomi Mi 6 and Mi 6 Plus specs and pricing leaks. The Xiaomi Mi 6 is scheduled to be unveiled by the Chinese company today. That didn't stop anyone from leaking the pricing structure on Weibo, regardless. The Xiaomi Mi 6 will start at 2,199 yuan, $318.46, while the Mi 6 Plus starts at 2,699 yuan, $390.87. Memory configurations are different, so check the alleged price list below. Mi 6 4GB RAM plus 64GB storage equals 2,199 yuan, $318. 4GB RAM plus 128GB storage equals 2,599 yuan, $376. Mi 6 Plus 6GB RAM plus 64GB storage equals 2,599 yuan, $390. 6GB RAM plus 128GB storage equals 3,099 yuan, $448. 6GB RAM